Online, mobile, and technology-enhanced learning, e-learning for short, is a controversy that is extremely important because it introduces a whole new medium for knowledge exchange, and that happens on so many different levels. The fact that this will eventually lead to almost perfect globalization of knowledge and the education industry is very exciting to both educators and enthusiasts. There are many online research engines who have taken it upon themselves to make sure the spread of e-learning happens through educational, social networking, and other database methods. And these include Google and Facebook. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue computer beat chess master Garry Kasparov. Since then, chess masters have also periodically beaten computers, but Vest notes that the combined team of a computer and a chess master always beats either the computer or the chess master alone. Many research works support the idea of the perfect blend of direct and online learning. There are many attitudes towards online pedagogy, from highly supportive to highly unsupportive. The ups of being part of an online pedagogy experience is being under constant reform to offer better opportunities and standards, decrease costs, and a better and more encouraging experience that is less limited than direct learning. There are three players who choose e-learning. Peer-to-peer learners experience through research, narratives, opinion pieces, and other forms. They depend on learning from others with similar levels of knowledge and interests. Mass learning providers base on availability. The more there is to learn, the more there is to teach. The more there is to teach, the more space there is for people to come in and learn. They create platforms for mass learning, which support basic and specialized learning for those in more remote areas. The third player for e-learning is for-profit organizations. These organizations create platforms to design the best content possible. Through excellent marketing, private universities, for example, can use online learning to receive more revenues from otherwise unlikely students. Northeastern University's Master of Education program, e-learning and instructional design, aims to produce professionals who can use, conduct, and communicate research and theories about how people learn within a framework of environments. ELID graduates should be able to design original and innovative research and evidence-based learning platforms in order to connect students, educators, and relevant authorities to the knowledge itself, in the most optimal way, of course, within the best balance of interaction and information availability. Online instructors are expected to create this blend as well as possible to provide students or readers with the optimal learning experience, even though many do not yet adhere to such high standards. Education should be a way of transfer of knowledge. It should serve as a database for research and development. It supports self-sustained and regulated learning, which is a primary and end goal to education. Also, education must provide a platform for more people to learn, such as creating those who are professional enough to provide instruction. In ELID, it is the call for existence to this art of learning to be able to deal with education and create content within an optimal design. Opportunities for professionals in this concentration excel in publicizing and challenging research, projects, programs, and other applications of online learning. While advantages outweigh the disadvantages of e-learning, the disadvantages are very real and are tarnishing the reputation of schools and institutions who are trying to have top-notch quality online schooling. A major reason for this is the de-skilling of educators because they are no longer monitored in a hierarchical environment, and they are now part of a medium where information credibility can be questionable. To teach a course on a platform such as Coursera or Udemy, for example, requires no degree at all. In fact, it is completely the knowledge buyer's responsibility to find credibility in a myriad of content. A second major disadvantage is the creation of what are now widely known as digital diploma mills, which are institutions who are giving diplomas and other certifications without up to par standards. Why can't they be stopped? Because they are private businesses, and people do not have to go to them, and yet they choose to. The result is so many diplomas that mean nothing. This could be going through international filters right now, but in the future, it will be a worldwide problem. A third reason is the waning of quality. When this happens, all kinds of things will be on the internet, bringing the standard of available information in general down. The consequence of this is stepping away from this amazing learning platform to avoid bad knowledge. Of course, there are many advantages to outweigh that, such as distance and portability of e-learning, elite content provision, time savings, cost savings, interactive feedback, and expanded testing fields. Key players in e-learning are the people, institutions, publishers, designers, businesses, and authorities who help facilitate the online learning experience by filtering what is allowed or what is not allowed within a network. All of these players have a hand in what is available on social networks, educational resources, educational institutes networks, e-government networks, and others. With the support that the internet technologies are receiving through advertisements and commercial use of the internet, there is excess monetary support. And this is what is keeping online education a star player in all organizations. Of course, there are problems to realize when considering this controversy. Two of them are the acceptance of the platform and quality control. The main problems that are outside of the United States include less support of the online platform for learning because of lack of readiness for the e-learning medium. This is because of quality control issues and lack of knowledge sharing. Quality control is a huge problem, especially with de-skilling and the need for profit and business models. I have the same concerns as the authors of the researches I read for this presentation. They only manifested as unexplained hesitation in trusting online education while growing up. However, being in an online-based education experience right now is helping me immensely, but I worry not everywhere is as credible and comprehensive. Many things can make quality issues significant, such as bad prioritizing of information, misleading and non-credible information available, the effect of conflicting interests, and information wars resulting from them. There is also biased knowledge, and that's either bias based on opinion, political standings, or other sources of bias. Communities not wanting to share their knowledge can be a form of bias as well, but from a different perspective. Political situations and business model education are usually the leading cause of mistrust in online education because one wants to profit by having followers or uninformed masses, and another wants money, money, and more money. E-learning not only brought new opportunities for data and information content providers, but for instructors, students, governments, and content designers. Educational institutions dominantly depend on direct education, which makes their campuses the only place to receive information intended. With the introduction of online learning, the campuses expand beyond the walls. It is like opening a whole new campus wherever a student is. And this reachability, portability, and mobility of content is the ultimate goal of education because it allows access to many who are otherwise too remote for it. And it creates an end goal of education, which is the self-regulated learner. In fact, it creates them all around the world and in masses. Is there anything more amazing than a young student in a remote area, such as in, let's say, Africa, being able to access information at the platforms such as the JSTOR libraries? This is the image that e-learning brings to life when it redefines what a student is. From being the learner at the educator's arm reach, the student is now any receiver of knowledge from any part of the world. The whole world's cultural blend, as well as the temporal and technological requirements, created a whole new challenge to the field of education, and that is e-learning. The good news is e-learning is here to stay.